Hello, Catherine here from Catherine's Kitchen. Thank you for watching and welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to do a brief video on salmon trimmings and how to pressure can them. So as you may or may not know, I was down south doing a workshop and I came home through the middle, up over the Lindis Pass, I think it is. Anyway, went through Twizel where they've got high country salmon. And last time I went through there, I stopped off and I bought some trimmings and I came home and pressure canned them, and they are absolutely delicious. Somebody said to me that I'd never ever go back to eating canned salmon, and they're right. This is just so worth doing. So I actually got 4 bags, around about this size. So it's around about, and this one there's 1.8 kilo. And one of the other bags it was like 1.1 kilo and 1.2 kilo, something like that. It's around about, from memory, $16 something a kilo, and I got 4 bags, and it was $61. So we will do a price comparison after. So it's really simple. All you need to do is get yourself a really good sharp knife, or I've got kitchen scissors just because they're easier for me with my arthritis. Now salmon trimmings are literally the trimmings. So they're the bit, you know when they gut the fish and you've got that bit that comes down the side of the tummy there, they're that bit. So some of them will come with like little finny bits on, like that, so I personally just trim them off. The dog loves to eat them, the cats like to have a go, and if not you can dehydrate them and put them into your compost or just dig them into your garden, whatever works. So they're got quite a few bones in them as well, but honestly the bones just dissolve in the pressure canner. So it's as simple as cutting them up. Or sometimes you might not even need to cut them up. You might be able to just roll them up. Now they recommend that when you are canning fish that you only do pint-sized jars. Don't do quart or litre jars. That's a lot of fish to get through. So I've already done 3 bags. Just so you don't get bored watching me fill the jars, really. So I've done a mixture of jars. Now they all get pressure canned for 100 minutes. So look, it's as easy as chopping it up and just pushing it down into the jar. Lots of people add lots of different things. I personally just add some salt. I have added lemon to fish before. It was to cod though, not salmon. Lemon pepper is another one that people add. I personally haven't done that, but I've heard that it's very, very good. And also liquid smoke. I added some liquid smoke to the last lot I did, but I obviously didn't add enough because you could hardly taste it. So I was very aware of what people said about not adding too much. So I think now with this, it actually shrinks down quite a bit when it cooks. So, you know, I just kind of push it down into the jar, but I don't ram it down into the jar. You still need the heat to be able to get through to the middle of the jar. So I'll just quickly finish up here. So yeah, 100 minutes, shelf stable for years, and I think it's worth it. Like so far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to get around 13 jars. So that's probably around about $5 a jar. Just under if I get 13. However, no, it looks like I might only get 12. However, they're big jars. They're bigger than the tins of salmon that you get in the supermarket. I'll actually weigh them once they're done, and we'll do a bit of a weight comparison. Right, because the salmon is so oily, you want to make sure that you actually clean the rims of your jars really, really well. Every time. Right, I'm just going to quickly rinse my hands and then I'll show you how I wash the rims. And done. Right, so personally I just stick in a teaspoon of salt, or not quite a teaspoon of salt, salt to taste. You don't even have to stick salt in if you don't want to. It's no biggie. Just get rid of that. Just going to give a quick spray. It gets a bit messy because the oil and the fish goes everywhere, but it's so worth it. So yeah, I just dry what they call dry pack, so I don't actually add anything to it, and it's a cold pack as well. So the water in your canner needs to be cold because the product in your jar that you're canning is cold. So I use one whole square of paper towel. So some people just wipe around the top like that. To me, that's just not good enough. So I personally put it over both sides like this, and I wipe around like this. And because it's salmon and oily, I want to make sure that I do it properly. So don't use that part again to re-wipe, because you could transfer some of the oil back to the rim of the jar, and you don't want that because that could cause a seal failure. So fold it over, find a clean piece of towel, and make sure you go around it again. Then because the jars are oily, because I've been handling them, I just give them a quick wipe over as well. Then it is the seal. Now you don't have to have your seals hot or anything like that. The jars will get sterilised in the canner. So these have just been washed in hot soapy water, and some of them have actually gone through the dishwasher, and that's fine. So again, it's just finger tight. So just turn the ring until it catches, then go, I don't know, about 1 centimetre, if that. So let's quickly get these ones done. So you can pressure can any fish. I was in Invercargill in the beginning of the year, and I went to a fish and chip shop down there. I can't remember where, but they actually had trimmings of what they called pet food, and they actually suggested that you mince it up first before you give it to your pets. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. So I didn't bother mincing it up. I just put it straight into the jars and pressure canned it, and it came out beautiful. I actually stuck slices of lemon in with that one, and yeah, it came out beautiful. And again, the bones just dissolved, so it's worth doing. And that was really cheap. I can't actually remember how much it was, but I got a huge bag for like $13 and ended up with heaps of jars. Right, so I'm going to be doing a double layer in the pressure canner today. So I'll stick all the ones that are the same height on the bottom, and then the 4 that are slightly different. I've got 2 ball jars here, and I've got 2 of the Good Life Eco jars, and then some pure jars. I need to get some more jars. Right. As she's looking for her seals, there they are. So I'm just using the Good Life seals today. They're my personal favourite. They are designed by New Zealanders for New Zealanders, and as you can see, they fit on the ball jars. They fit the AG jars, they fit the perfect jars. Right, let's go ahead and load them, eh? So I've got 8 of those little jars on the bottom, and then I'm just going to stick these 4 on the top. So I'll go and do that, and then we're going to stick the lid on the canner, and we're going to wait for it to come up to heat, and we're going to wait for the ear lock to come up. So I've checked the steam vent and made sure that it's clear from carbon, and you can see straight through it, so it's clear. And so we're going to put this on, we're going to wait for it to come to the boil, and we're going to wait for the ear lock to come up. And once the ear locks come up, we're going to vent for 10 minutes. Then we're going to wait for our gauge to come up to that between the 10 and the 11 mark, and then we're going to process it for 100 minutes. So watch this space and I'll get back to you. Well, I'm back. It's taken probably about an hour, and the ear lock's been up. It has been venting for 10 minutes. So now we're just going to place the little weight jiggler regulator on. I only need 10 pound of pressure because I'm 1,000 feet and under. And it is as simple as just popping it on. And so now that that's gone on, what's going to happen is it's going to start to build up the pressure in the canner, and the gauge is going to start coming up. So I'm looking for the gauge to come up to the 10 and the 11 in between those bold marks. And then when that comes up, that's when I start timing for 100 minutes. So I'll be back. Bye.